I'm going to show you how to make a magic ring. If you've ever done one of my beginners classes, it starts off pretty much the same as a slip knot loop, except you don't complete all the steps involved. We've got our index finger and our middle finger, and we've got the tail end of the yarn hanging down the front. We're then going to wrap the yarn round the back of those two fingers, and then we're going to cross it over at the top. So the working yarn is crossing over this tail end at the top of the index finger, and then you're going to pinch it at that point where it crosses, so don't let go. Allow the working yarn to fall down behind. You've got tail end at the front, working yarn at the back, and your thumb is pinching the point where the two cross over. You're then going to use your other hand to take off this live loop from your finger. This loop from your finger, and this is actually your magic ring. This is the part you're going to work into. Next, you need to pull up a loop of working yarn through this ring. So don't let go of the point where they cross. Put your hook through the middle of the ring, pull up a loop of the working yarn. At this point, you're going to need to rearrange everything so that you can actually use the working yarn to crochet with. So with the index finger and thumb of this finger, pinch everything together at the point where everything joins. So you've got your loop you've pulled up, you've got your ring, you've got the tail end down here, and you've got the working yarn there. At one point they're all converging. That's where you pinch with your thumb and forefinger of your right hand. Now get your left hand, set up your feed with the working yarn, and you can rearrange everything. Just make sure you don't let go of all these strands. So this is what it's going to look like. You've got a ring that you're going to work into. You've got a loop ready to crochet with. You've got your working yarn here, and then you've got the tail end and the working yarn are kind of intertwined. This is what stops it all coming undone as well. Next step is actually doing a chain. So if you're doing single crochets in the ring, you will just do a chain 1 and then continue in pattern. If you're doing double crochets, you will chain 3 and so forth. Let's imagine I'm doing a double crochet here, so I've chained 3. I'm now going to be double crocheting into this ring, and I'm crocheting around that tail end at the same time. So it can feel a bit weird because you've got this ring that you're trying to hold on to and it feels a bit floppy. The trick is to try and hold it as close to the base of these stitches as you can. And then once you've done the required number of stitches, however many that might be according to the pattern, let's do a few more. I only caught in one there. Once you've done a few more, and actually while you're crocheting, if at any point that ring is getting too big, you can actually pull the tail end, make it a bit smaller if that makes it more manageable for you. Okay, so I'm not actually sure how many stitches I've got in there, but I want to show you why it's called a magic ring. So it's called a magic ring because you get the tail end when you're finished. You get the tail end and you pull it completely tight, and it basically completely gets rid of the hole in the middle. The only thing about this is it is not very secure, so you generally wouldn't use it for garments. You would only use it for things that are not going to get much movement of the fabric. In any case, I would still recommend sewing it when you've finished, sewing it back the other way after you've caught in another stitch.